Certain preparation techniques transform food to make it edible. I've already talked about that. There are also some preparation techniques which go further and give food a new form. Food is processed to change its texture, taste, or even how easy it is to digest. In this case, there are several kinds of preparation techniques. Mechanical techniques involve whisking, blending, or even spreading out a paste. Types of heating techniques are heating, cooking, or grilling. There are also biochemical techniques using raising agents and lactobacilli. Once again, let's use some examples to illustrate these techniques. Do you know how flour is made into bread? A first stage of preparation enables us to produce flour from grains of wheat. Then we give flour a new form by first mixing it with water, then with yeast. During fermentation, yeast consumes starch and emits gas bubbles, making the dough rise. Finally, the dough must be kneaded, then baked. When baking, the Maillard reaction gives the crust of bread color and flavor. The mixture of flour and water is also the basis for couscous, pasta, and pancakes. Barley is the basis of beer. When a seed germinates, its starch is transformed into sugar. It's precisely this process which is used for getting malt from grains of barley. Malt is then mixed with water and hops to flavor the liquid. Finally, yeast causes fermentation, transforming sugars into alcohol and carbon dioxide, making beers fizzy. A final example to understand how milk is the basis for cheese. Milk is a rich foodstuff. It is also highly perishable. There's a risk of contamination during milking, transportation, or even storage. A well-known way of preserving milk is to make it coagulate and take away the excess liquid. This is the basic principle of cheese making. Early on, humans grasped how useful this process was, and cheese took an important place in our nutrition. The first stage involves curdling the milk. The cheesemaker pours the milk into a cauldron and warms it. Milk is coagulated by adding lactic bacteria and rennet, which is an enzyme extracted from a calf's stomach. The curds obtained have a soft, gelatinous texture. Transforming this into cheese requires a series of mechanical actions. First of all, milk is sliced, meaning that the curds are cut up using a wire frame and then reheated once more. Then there's churning of the milk. The cheesemaker controls the size and regularity of grains of curd while continuing to stir the mixture. Collecting curd means that the mass of curds is brought together using a large coarse canvas sheet. The whey, known as lactoserum, runs through the muslin. The mass of curds is put into a mold before going on to be pressed. The cheese is then pressed to drive out any excess water. The last stage is fermentation. Cheese is turned regularly for 20 or so hours while being pressed. It's then taken out of its mold, sorted and stored in a cellar where fermentation continues as the cheese matures.